Speaking of the Padres, last year, wild card rode that to the NLCS. Also last year, Phillies wild card rode that to the World Series. I'm hearing a lot of talk this week about the 5-day layoff in between like the wild card and the divisional series starting. Baseball's an everyday sport. Like, how much of an impact do you think having 5 consecutive off days is having on some of these teams? Like, I think I looked at the record. Like, wild card teams are 5-1 through the first 6 games of the division series. Like, how would you kind of quantify all that?
Yeah, I never like making excuses. Obviously, you have to get the job done whatever situation you're put in. But I just feel that baseball is just not meant to be played with that much time off. I mean, 5-day layoff is more time than they've had since the preseason, the spring training game started. Um, and that's just when you think about it that way, that they haven't had that much time off since before the season started. It's just an odd thing to make guys do. Baseball is meant to be played on a regular basis. You have the All-Star break in the middle of the year, but other than that 4 games that they have off, you don't have that many games off in a row. And you can say you can get the bullpen back, and you can say that you can kind of give some guys a break, but at the same time for baseball, that's not always a good thing. Now, obviously teams have done it and teams can get through it, and it depends on who you're playing and stuff like that. But when you run against a team that is hot, that everyone, I feel like all the wild card teams swept who they played. So they played 2 games in a row, feeling good, have day off, 2 games, day off, and play. That's a that's not a good thing for the team that's just been chilling there, waiting for everything to get started. So definitely not a fan of that. I think as much as I like maybe giving the wild card teams more of an opportunity, they're a wild card team for a reason. Um, they didn't get the job done to win the division, so I just feel like you keep it at a 1-game playoff. I mean, all the teams got swept this year anyway. I know it was probably a bad year to try and compare things, but just like keep it at a 1 game, maybe and have the people who won the division get 3 days off or 2 days off, and keep it to a minimum, just so they can stay in the groove. I definitely think that the layoff it doesn't help as much as it would for say football.
Yeah, rest versus rust is like a football debate, and now we're just having it in baseball. But you're a 1 game wild card veteran. I like the 1 game wild card. What do you think about them bringing it back?
Yeah, I don't, as much as I hesitate to say that I like the 1 game playoff. There's so much on the line with that, but it also is it's something to play for. If you don't want to play in that game, then win the division. And obviously, if you don't win the division, you have to play in the wild card. And I'd even be fine with going back to just one wild card team, and that wild card team plays the 1 seed. Um, as much as it does give more opportunity for other fan bases and other teams to be able to make it, and it does add, the wild card has been fun to watch with more teams involved, but it's like you're adding more teams that may not really deserve it, and then those teams obviously if you get hot and win it all, which is fine, but I just think that like the teams that win the most should get a reward, and I don't think the reward is being, sitting for 5 days, waiting for these two teams to battle it out who are fighting for their season. So, not the biggest fan of it, but I definitely like the 1 game wild card. It was interesting. It's everything on the line. I think it's fun for the fans in a way, but it's still intense. But I get why they're doing it.